What's up, Army? Welcome back to Redemption 46 Studios.
Woo!
I'm Nick.
I'm Curtis.
And I'm Jarek.
You know the vibes. Y'all seen the picture. Y'all seen the thumbnail. Y'all know why y'all here. TinyTAN, animation, dream on.
Who?
BTS TinyTAN. They're little, like, cute versions of BTS. And it's a whole thing.
Wait, I thought this was I thought that was a completely different group. I'm like TinyTAN, oh, something new.
Their universe is very expanded.
TinyTAN, what would you expect the group to, like, their first single to be about?
You know, being small in a big world.
Not a coming of age story.
Today's sponsor is TRYTREATS. TRYTREAT is an international snack company that sends snacks literally to anywhere in the world. Use Redemption 46 as a code to get 15% off your first box. This is kind of going to be a mystery box for us because
What's in the box?
I always tell them just surprise us.
TRYTREATS. Make sure you use that code 15%.
Someone's gonna be like 50%.
That was light.
What flag is that? I'm not good with the countries.
I don't know.
Ooh, they got some chips in here though.
It's probably a European country. Norway or something? Say no, Poland. I'm just guessing this shit.
Taiwan.
Taiwan.
This month's treats come to you from Taiwan, a small country located off the eastern shore of China. It's the largest city and capital. Taipei is a bustling city. Ooh, this is the facts about the treats.
I like My Little Pony.
Yo, this all look like a good box. Dangerous. Was this squid? Oh my god, this feels weird.
Yeah, so does this. Like,
Wait, it's right here. This will tell us exactly.
waffles.
It tastes more like strawberries. There's a hint of cheesiness.
I don't know why at first I thought these were Fig Newtons.
I thought they were wafers.
Oh. The texture tastes crazy. Like, feel crazy, but it tastes good. So, question for both of y'all. If, not me saying if, let me speak into existence. When we go to SK,
Ooh.
are y'all gonna try stuff that y'all haven't tried here?
Hell yeah.
Yeah. And I will say first and foremost, I'm someone who's mostly been like a big picky eater throughout a lot of like my life, but it was more so because I didn't have as much people around me that were like branching outside of things to where like I got kind of locked into like a very specific kind of food set. And then obviously us being from Philly and everything, a lot of stuff around here is just like
That's
like
not
not necessarily as
You
healthy.
good, yeah.
Like it's like a lot of kind of foods that are bad for you and everything that you get like used to kind of having. But lately I've been like really expanding my palate and everything like that. So it's a lot of things are like acquired taste and everything like that. But definitely like going places like that, you gotta experience the culture for what it is and
real shit.
really. Like if you're gonna experience something, like really go for it.
Yeah, because
So I'm all for it.
obviously, because your folks are Irish, right?
Irish, German, and Polish, I believe.
Oh shit, what?
It'd be like that.
Do they cook any kind of? Because you said I know you like all the time off camera we talking.
Yeah.
I know they cook Irish dishes. Do they cook any Poland or German dishes in there, or like you said, is everything more straightforward?
Not as much. I think it's mostly straightforward stuff. So like a lot of like Italian stuff mostly. Just like kind of pastas and things of that nature for a lot of it. But I guess every now and then.
How much Dominican food do they eat at your house, shirt?
I make plátanos at least once a day.
That's good as shit.
I love me some plantains. It's one of the easiest things to make. Honestly, bro, anytime I eat Dominican food, I'll be like, yo, thank fucking God I'm Dominican, dog.
Platillos, is that Puerto Rican or is that just all Spanish food?
That's all Spanish food, but every country got a different name for it. Some people call it empanadas.
Platillos.
Those are fucking amazing, but like a plátano is great because it's like easy to make. It's one of the first meals I learned how to make. That, some salami, some fried eggs.
Some beef stew?
Yeah, I mean, that's big. Me personally, I never liked soups or
Okay.
stews and things. Like I'll eat it, but
Because I know the beef stews, anytime my Spanish folks, because I
love that
literally
shit.
have a Spanish side of my family, that's like the big meal. Like, you know, everybody get a plate full, grab the rice, put your shit on there.
rice, cassave.
Yeah, because with my grandmom and then with the Filipino stuff, it's mostly like sinigang and really a bunch of seafood stuff and a bunch of kimchi stuff too that they'll make on there. But now I ask those questions because I know like a lot of the delicacies and stuff that are going to be in SK. I've had like dried squid and like fried octopus and things like that before. Would y'all eat some of the fish and shit raw?
Nigga, I ate a hot chip.
No, it's funny. We actually didn't
know
say
what?
that after that challenge. We were like, nothing's kind of like
You know what?
the logicking.
You can eat some. I'm just asking, like, y'all can eat something if it's still moving.
You gotta put the video.
It's like,
Don't want to see us like die up here. But,
no, I'm saying like
yeah,
y'all can eat something still moving and shit. It's like looking at you and shit. Like,
It gotta have some
it would be
flavor
more
to
so
it.
like separating my mind from it, I guess. But if I'm able to kind of do that and everything, then yeah. And honestly, another thing to that is like, just briefly, like, you know how people in Philly, I mean, ironically very relevant to, currently now with the whole like Super Bowl thing, but you know how people say like things about like a cheesesteak, but it won't be from Philly, but then you'll think like, oh, if I had it outside of this area, then it doesn't taste the same, but then I think it from that area is going to taste bad, but you didn't get like the real kind of addition of what it is or whatever, you know what I mean? I probably didn't like word that the best, but basically
No, I
like
know what you
kind
mean.
of, so even if I had like all these things, if I had them in my local area as opposed to like, culturally like
Where they're
having
supposed
it
to be
where
at.
what it's supposed to be, something like that's always going to like be something I'm willing to, go for or whatever. Because it's like, even if I tried it, I could have tried a version of it that was like,
it'd be
more,
like
more tamed down.
If it's
I
done
guess.
right too, like you ever go
Yeah.
somewhere and like you want some food, but it's not looking like how you had it before. You know what I mean?
Yeah, because your mind kind of will like lock into like a certain like, oh, this is what it's supposed to be. You're supposed to taste like, and then it's kind of
Like you better cook that hot dog.
yeah,
Don't
SK.
boil
I'm
that
assuming
shit.
I would just try to go to mom and pop joints because I know like street side in SK they got a lot of vendors and stuff. It's almost like going like like getting local food from a vendor here. So you'll probably go there. They'll probably have Korean barbecue like out and about.
Your stomach gonna be
I'm
fucked
really
up for a
curious.
few
I'm
days.
definitely curious about the seafoods and the meats, particularly like the methods in which they kind of like either grill or whatever.
The only thing that'll mess up like our stomachs is the fact that they use different oils than we do, or like butters and things like that when they cook.
I believe some of the shit is raw there though. Some shit is just you're just eating some stuff like raw, which is why I thought it'd be interesting. And I think when we do go there, it is some stuff that I haven't done that I probably am just gonna try while I'm over there.
Nah, for sure.
Even like he ate a whole sea oyster. Different crabs over there that we don't got like over here and shit. Yeah.
Seafood be complicated and messy.
Yeah, I'm not a real big crab person.
I don't. That's the funny thing. It's like generally I'm not someone who's like too crazy on seafood, but I haven't like been as exposed to it. And even so, it's like if I'm gonna have something, I just don't want to like do it myself to where it's like I'm gonna mess it up or something.
Shit funny, not shit. Folks having a cracky crab. And
It probably would be something like that.
I've been.
But I'd rather have it from like
That's why shrimps, mussels,
regardless.
clams, and all that shit are just so much easier not to deal with all the mess.
I've been eating a lot of vegan like meats now. Like
They've been good.
surprisingly, they snapping into vegan. Like vegan bacon is good as shit.
So it's crazy that you mentioned it because like I've been detoxing a little bit this week and I'm detoxing next week, but I'm about to start intermediate fasting and
About to put you on to all
and
the
I'm changing
vegan
all
shit,
my
right?
shit and I wanted to test some of the vegan food.
The Beyond Meat, bro. Oh my
Not
god.
the Beyond.
It really tastes like meat. Pause.
Nah, because some of the stuff I don't like, we about to run on the tangent. Where I hated somebody was like, yeah, if you want like steak, you can just put the cauliflower and turn it. I'm like, bro, I'm not eating like
me out.
cauliflower.
Steak is the one thing that I've been searching for. Oh shit, as vegan. They do make it. It's very expensive.
I don't think I'm gonna never be able to cut that out of my diet. And I'm gonna just like be
Stop.
honest with myself.
That's what I was telling my shorty. I was like, listen, I'm a part-time vegan. Like, steak is the
Part-time.
only thing that I ain't gonna lie.
That-
Chicken, all that other stuff, I could probably cut out because it's alternatives. Like vegan chicken, good as shit, tastes just like chicken. But steak, that's something that
It is literally the best meat. Pause. Like just like out there.
That can't be replicated, man.
Yeah, like I feel like steak is just when you cut into your steak. Whew, still juicy, you know, a little red in there, you know.
Man, I love steak.
Damn.
Cut like butter, smooth like butter.
It's dynamite. Thank you, TRYTREATS. This is an amazing box. I love how like we just be getting mystery boxes.
Yeah, definitely.
The link to TRYTREATS will be in our description. Like I said, if this is your first time using it, put in the code Redemption46, get 15% off your first box. No long talk though.
No,
we can
just to briefly like kind of like wrap that up a little bit too is like, you know, the fact that, you know, the exposure we're getting to, like, you know, different music culturally, different foods culturally, everything like that. It's just a world encompassing kind of experience, and it really helps to expand your mind, expand obviously your palate and everything too. So certainly thank you to TRYTREATS and thank you Redeemers.
And no long talk. Let's jump into this animation.
Let's see what we got.
The babies.
Tiny. I don't think we've seen anything from TinyTAN, have we?
No.
I think we saw maybe a Dynamite cover or something like that, I think.
Yeah.
Not it being all cinematic.
Yeah, because I've seen glimpses of the MV, but I've never listened to this whole track.
Hey, Whaley 52. That's incredible.
I think she ate this.
0 o'clock. Okay, so they referencing like all the songs and everything. That's incredible.
Listen, I was about to start reaching. I was about to say she was home.
This is really touching.
You said it right there. 0 o'clock. Happy. First love.
Oh, the bucket hat too.
Abyss.
Hey. That's awesome.
Should. BTS.
Even the title having "on" in capital, like the song "On," and everything. That was really awesome.
Dreamers. So, you know,
This would have been before that, probably.
Nah. Make sure y'all subscribe, man. Nah, they were fucking adorable.
They really are.
Yeah, I thought I seen the joint before where they had like the TinyTAN's biggest shit where you can take pictures with them, I think, at the BTS exhibits that they had at SK. Which would be super dope.
They got a BTS exhibit.
Mhm.
Like a museum.
Mm-hmm.
It's just like open.
Yeah, I don't know if it's 24/7, but I knew they had the expo joint like kind of set up for you to like, you know, go there, and I've seen people there multiple times. So
I want to go to South Korea.
Yeah.
Sounds like a fun place.
one of the safest places in the world. The technology is fucking
They probably got
kind
healthcare
of
over
out
there.
of this world. Yeah, everyone has full health. Well, I think almost full health care. I think everyone pays like $100 a month for some shit like that, but you get like almost full health care.
Wow.
The tech and everything is crazy
Sound
there too,
lit,
as far
like-
as like street signals and everything, and like how you walk and
I
stuff. And
wonder
just
if I
kinda
could get
living.
an audition for a K-drama.
It's actors out there, like black actors and other people who stay out there to act as extras and other things
Why
for
the fuck
movies.
am I here? I might have to really go to South Korea. Like, the way it's looking out like
The seriousness that they take with the the film industry and everything over there is
with
just
just
like
any kind of art over there
it's
is amazing.
everything is just so pure and like just like you could tell it's just like because of the love of the craft itself, and it's just that just hits me so much.
Yeah, some things
Definitely
may,
want to direct or something.
some things may be a culture shock though, probably for us, because you know how like in America we have like, I ain't gonna say an abundance of space. If a person can't stand living in New York because of space reasons and other things, that may not be a place where you feel as comfortable either. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like some people are
If you're minimalistic,
they take for granted some of the things we have in this country. Sometimes
We do.
Like my time living in DR, like I was taking showers with a bucket. You know what I mean? Like we ain't always have hot water, and it's just it's not on some like we were poor type shit. It's just that's the way life is there. And you learn to appreciate, the little things. So going to a country like South Korea where they have so much dedication and appreciation for everything they do, it's just the culture that they have there is kind of like whatever you're doing, give it 110%, and it'll benefit everyone. And I think they're always looking to figure out a way how to contribute to society, whether it's through music, art, or anything, how to contribute to society, but also uplift everyone around me. And that's not a mentality that we have here. I think everyone here, we're kind of just like stuck in our own American dream that we want, as opposed to thinking of how to progress with a community and uplift everyone at the same time. I think they, as artists, they perfected their craft to the point where they can monetize and capitalize off of it because they put so much time and dedication into perfecting that craft, whatever it is. Yeah.
Yeah, I know some stuff would be harder over there though, just because I know as far as making money and stuff over there, sometimes is an issue with certain things. Like I think the people in South Korea are too smart as well. People are like graduating at a 90 percentile rate for like bachelor degrees, but it's only like 30% jobs. So there's a disconnect. You know what I mean? It's like it may be hard. Like I wouldn't mind living somewhere else, like outside of the U.S. if it was a place like that. I think that mostly might be because of safety purposes. I always hear like people can like leave their doors open over there and shit like that, and things of that
Must
nature.
be nice.
Some people might be like, just move to Canada for all that. Not Toronto. Toronto subscribers like
it's cool out here. Like,
Sorry, Canada. I don't know. Something about Canada is just, I don't know what it is, but I feel like they're hiding something up there. I don't know where. It sounds too good to be true in Canada.
it's like free healthcare. I can leave my door open. What's the jig? If I get there, they were like, got him.
You know what's crazy about this?
I think it's amazing, like what different things you will prioritize, kind of based on your situation.
Oh yeah, like health might be more important to somebody. Education
health versus
might be.
education versus like safety and kind of things of that nature. It's just like like I just find that really amazing that we all kind of like look for something different.
Yeah, they say no society is perfect. Like I know there's certain things here that we like too that maybe SK won't provide. Like, I think in SK almost everything is recorded, if I'm not mistaken. So like when you're walking in the stores, walking into anywhere, like, you know, schools, everywhere, you're being recorded at like all times and shit. And you know, some people don't like that. Some people kind of want the freedom to not have Big Brother kind of watching. So if you're the kind of person who already in America feels like they're on to us, over there they blatantly kind of tell you in your face like you're being recorded. So you know, some people don't like that. So you know, I can see.
I appreciate the fact that they're honest and upfront about it, as opposed to
honestly,
over here they're like, "Oh, we're not watching what you're doing," and they are.
In fairness, over here they probably watching people who like they should be. I ain't gonna say who they should be watching, because they can't catch Sharif selling something up the street. But when it be something crazy happen, they be like, "We knew for 2 months." Let me stop for somebody to come through the window. cut it all off.
That's the last episode of it.
The last episode, the channel got shut down.
The FBI shit.
Citizen Joe, take this joint down. Nah.
You know what's interesting about this video is it appeals to a completely different demographic than the usual K-pop fan. I feel like when you're a K-pop fan and you want to see a K-pop song or video, you know, you're expecting either a dance practice, some sort of choreo, amazing visuals, something like this. I think this right here in particular is for people who like animations, cartoons, or even this can be a great way for them to market towards younger kids, anywhere from toddlers to, you know, 5, 6, 7 years old, because it's all visual storytelling, and it's cute. You know, it's something that you want to see and watch. If you want to put a 4-year-old onto BTS, you know, you would probably show them this because it feels kind of Disney Pixar-ish, as opposed to putting on a full performance for them. This is interesting. I love the like chibi art style, like big heads, big eyes, small bodies. I think that's very cute, very appropriate. I'm sure if they're not selling them little TinyTANs, they should be. I'm sure they sold out. Oh, is that what we have right here?
They're not exactly from there, but they're, you know, they're the chibi style and the Funko Pop style is definitely something that they're marketing. So like you're 100% onto it. There's no way you make this fucking adorableness and not sell it and capitalize off of it.
This was dope to watch. I really enjoyed this. I want to see more of these because this is, you know, I'm fascinated at how far they go to promote just one song. For example, this song probably has an MV, probably has a live, has a dance practice.
Join the Patreon.
It has this. I'm pretty sure there's probably another video, like a behind the scenes. There's already like 4 or 5 different ways that they're showing you this song, right? When you're an artist, typically you're like, how do I promote this song? How do I get people to watch this song? And over here in America, there's not too many ways, not too many creative ways people promote their music. It's just usually a music video and a shirt. And that's it.
But that's what I love about K-pop. To double down on what you said is that, you know how, like, and I guess Redeemers, y'all can attest to this, sometimes you'll just have that one song that you kind of keep playing and you kind of want different formats to hear the song, whether it's live, whether it's behind the scenes of the MV, whether it's an uncut with them in the studio, whether it's a dance practice, whether it's someone talking about how they did the song. K-pop gives you all of that. And like you said, not to like shit on American artists, but a lot of times when, you know, they put the song out, that's it. And you know, if they do a live performance, some people be acting like they too good for live performances, unless like it's for the Grammys or like a BET joint or just kind of something along the lines of that, or maybe if they're touring. but K-pop just always tends to give you 1,000 different ways to watch just even the one song that you love.
It's almost like they took. There's like a little bit of music marketing from like every decade, because you know back in the 60s, 70s, 80s, even into the 90s, when a record was released, even like on a vinyl record, there's, you know, the final mastered version, there's an a cappella version, there's a instrumental version, there's a remix, there's a what's it called, like a pop funk remix or an electro remix. There was so many different types of ways that you can listen to one particular song.
10 different repackages of the same thing almost, but in different formats or different ways.
And as a fan, you want to tap into all that. And I just love seeing that. You know, I love that they actually take effort to do that. You know, I love it when other artists outside of K-pop do that, when they're like, you know what, I'm gonna do something else as opposed to just doing an MV. I'm gonna do a Tiny Desk, or I'm gonna do a little animated video. You know, things like that are always cool to watch. You know, bring back creativity. You know, sometimes there's like a formula. We understand the formula works, but be creative with that formula like this. Music videos don't always have to be the same thing. It's nice to experiment with other types of stuff. Because this right here it opens up a whole new market for them. You know? They're already great at everything they do. You're tapping into a much younger market here. You literally can have BTS fans that are as young as 3 years old. Just crazy.
It makes you feel like you could do like a BTS and Pixar type thing or something. Like it opens up the avenue for abundance of things. Mm-hmm. The song is even friendly enough kind of for it to be like on a Pixar. It's a lot of applications for the visual and for the song. Mm-hmm. And I feel like the MV, you know, I looked into the lyrics a little bit, but the MV is definitely kind of giving off the, you know, not so much Peter Pan and Wonderland type vibes, but almost like escape the mundane, you know, struggles of just, you know, real life. Or just even when you're feeling down and just, you know, essentially I'm, you know, paraphrasing, but you feel like shit. You know, it's just, you can get to a happier place, or, you know, or BTS will take you to the happier place. And I feel like, you know, BTS does that well. It's some of the biggest hits are kind of literally just them telling people like, yo, I know you feel, and I'm paraphrasing again, you know, I know you feel like shit, or, you know, life might be fucked up right now, but, you know, it'll get better. You know, things will get better with time. And sometimes the message will be like, even if it doesn't get better, you know, at least you're still here, or at least, you know, you could cherish this with your loved ones, or, you know, it's always some type of message. And I feel like
music for healing.
Yeah, like they do that best. Like they literally have, I can tell Redeemers right now, name you a top 10 healing tracks from BTS, and it might be a top 10. All the top 10s might look different.
The top 10 pretty much is probably like all the healing tracks.
Yeah, but I get it and stuff, and that's why I had that connection with Dynamite. You know what I mean? Just because it's like, you know, those healing tracks really, like, you know, help you out. And I know everyone says BTS finds you, you know, or you find BTS when, you know, you need them the most.
Absolutely.
That shit is real, and I'm pretty sure.
And it's like the just to briefly double down on that, is like even the whole, like, you have the life goes on aspect of it, where it's like embracing kind of that sorrow and that grieving process within, you know, whatever is going on in the world. Of course, certainly it was related to COVID, but it goes so far beyond that. It's anything you can really apply to. And just being able to kind of pick yourself back up after that. And then Dynamite is essentially like, you know, the other side of that same spectrum of healing, where it's like, you know, now kind of you have that freedom to kind of go out and, you know, allow yourself to live again, you know, in spite of kind of whatever trauma or whatever, you know, horrible situation you were going through. So it's essentially like boils down to a lot of the same message, but they tell it in multiple ways, and I think that's really important too.
Yeah, and I'm gonna let you elaborate a little bit on some of the stuff or whatever, because at this we're at our BTS journey point where even if something isn't a reference to something, we saw so much content now that everything seems like it's kind of a reference to something. Anytime we see a piano, it's just
World is
like,
that
okay,
deep.
we, you know what I mean? We know exactly, what that's for. The 0 o'clock, like you said, we kind of already, got into that when they were talking about it before on the 0 o'clock track. So it's just, like, oh, okay. Like you said, the whale popping up or whatever. It's like, okay, well, is this from Whalian 52? And if not, those are still just kind of nice nods.
No, it is. It is.
No, I'm pretty sure it is and stuff, especially with what Whalian 52 is about. A lot of songs can correlate directly into
Even beyond that, C.
Oh yeah,
which was literally a hidden track for Army, essentially. So it's like it's almost like on that frequency of Whalian 52, where it's like only a certain whale can hear this frequency, and much like that, Army can only connect, or Army connects very specifically with something that might not, connect to everyone else, and kind of that. I think at least that was my inclination as to why the whole C was a hidden track sort of thing. But just even kind of including elements like that, because now the symbol itself on screen for 1 to 2 seconds just hits so much emotional chords.
So I told you I seen the Abyss and Moon,
Yeah.
like all on there as well and shit. So, but no, Kurt, I'm gonna let you jump in and get some of your spill off.
All right. Honestly, I'm gonna be completely honest. I mean, for one, the animation form of everything, and just kind of the freedoms you're able to take with the advent of animation, as opposed to shooting something, for real. In like like how, where it's not animated, where it's like, but basically what I mean by that is your mind is the only thing that kind of binds you in that regard, as opposed to like, physical obstacles or location constraints around you. So I just love the artistic freedom that an artist can really be the fullest version of themselves kind of in this sort of wheelhouse. And as you said earlier, Jarek, with the accentuated features, you can display so much more humanity within those things, because now you could see glimpses of how big and bubbly and welcoming and comforting like the eyes are, or the mannerisms and the gestures, in ways that are a little bit easier to accentuate within this kind of animation format. So I just really love that you can make the colors pop so much more, draw the eye in incredible ways, just like that. So but that's one of the things I love about filmmaking in general. And honestly, this just really hit me artistically, as far as not only like all the symbols and everything that they included in here, but it's just like, I feel like you see things like this and you're like, this is why I want to direct, or this is why I want to, tell stories, like really reasons like this. And to elaborate more specifically on that is, like when you see the references to the other tracks, clearly, as you had said, Abyss, Moon, whatever, like kind of just tracks like that. But C, Whalian 52, certainly 0 o'clock, of course. On, with the capital letters of on in the title and everything, which what we know what that track was meant to represent, of course. And just everything that they use to kind of correlate the aspect of dreams and achieving your dreams, and certainly what we've seen from them and their journey, and how they came from practically nothing, to being able to have this kind of impact. It's really incredible. And then just some of the specific things within the animation itself that really struck me was you portray such kind of like gloom and somberness, throughout the beginning aspects of everything, where it's like, the mundaneness of kind of life. I don't know if that was Soul specifically. I could be wrong, but it kind of made me think of RM's like I Love You Soul, I Hate You Soul. That track, just kind of, the train ride, reflecting on kind of like your situation as you're, and I don't know if that was anything specific like within this, but it just, the visual storytelling of it like gave me those same, feelings, those same themes, I guess. You might feel like you're kind of doing something mundane, or you're not doing exactly what you want to do, or you might not know what you want to do.
Which people mostly associate that train ride home.
Yeah, exactly.
Feels like it was a hard day.
Or even tracks like Paradise, where it's like it's okay kind of to not have that dream necessarily, but like there's just so many things and ways you can shift your kind of mindset to be a little bit more positive, perhaps. But yet they also tell you to be comfortable embracing kind of those sorrows as well. And they just again, like the music for healing, like they just represent that so beautifully. But specifically within this, like being, a person who seems like they're kind of alienated in a way from the world, and kind of seeing the representation of, the whale, Whalian 52, where it's like, I'm on this frequency, I feel like I'm an outcast, no one kind of understands me, or I'm just like a mass in a crowd, but yet I don't feel like I belong, kind of sort of thing. So just kind of all those sort of themes, and there's really no words expressed. It's all just told visually, which, is certainly something that hits for me as well. Clock striking midnight, obviously 0 o'clock, that basically the idea that, whatever this day was hard, it's, the sun is going to come up again, there's going to be a new day, and use that as your resetting point, much like the clock itself resets to 0, just mentally and, emotionally try to allow yourself to reset as well. So I love, all the themes and inclinations of that, and then taking them on almost like Aladdin, like kind of magic carpet, sort of thing, where it's like, you're on literally the whale, and you're just kind of drifting through and just overlooking the city, allowing yourself to dream. And honestly, in that sadness, it's what BTS's music seems to represent in that regard. So you get stuff like that, but it's not even like just that, because it's like, and I could be wrong, I don't know that they're necessarily in like one of the lower class kind of areas or anything like that of, Korea or anything like that specifically, but I wouldn't be shocked if they did kind of show aspects of it where it's like, oh, if you know this area, it might be like a little bit lower income perhaps or something like that. And the reason I'm saying that is because if you seen the tower that's there is, I believe, in Itaewon, which is like one of the higher up areas of Korea. And the reason I'm saying that is from the show Itaewon Class, or if I'm pronouncing that correctly, of course. But basically a big motif in that show is that tower like kind of is like it's just like almost like how people might look at like a Statue of Liberty as far as like, like achieving like that freedom. You might look at something like that as, at least the implications that I've seen of it as far as like, it's a monument of almost dreams. It seems like, or trying to achieve your dreams, or the highest of the high, or kind of like it's like a physical pillar that you will kind of project like those feelings onto, I suppose. So kind of even seeing like that, where it's like, the whale will drift, through the city and everything, get to that, drift past that pillar. It's like you're visually showing the progress of a dream, or what you want to do. And I love that. And then literally, almost like Disney princess style, the change in wardrobe to the dress and everything, like the princess type dress. Because, change in characters' outfit or surrounding is like a change in their mentality or something, like at least when you're writing. So stuff like that. Finding the first love, which is, of course, a metaphor, not, of course, like just playing piano to play piano, but basically whatever it is that's going to be that first love for you, that's going to spark that, that journey for you. Finding that, and then letting it kind of, take you along on that ride. And even the one when they basically pull the star from the sky basically out of their heart, but then it expands to like a whole universe of stars. It almost felt like a metaphor for inspiration in general, where it's like, like say BTS, for example, like it's like our music, whatever is personal to us, I'm sharing that, and through that, it sparks a whole universe of stars that are ignited through it, like kind of how your art will, reach someone, and then that someone will share it with someone else, and then that someone will, I mean, just look at ARMY, like, in general, like how kind of, one song or one collection of songs from one group that we're just sharing their specific message is going to reach, millions and millions of people and stuff across the world. So it's just like that, it's just the visual storytelling within this just felt like really, really so incredible. And honestly, it's just one of those things that makes you, of course, not only connect with, the group more and just the form of care that's presented with everything, but it's honestly really inspiring, I feel like, for anyone who kind of has any bit of dreams or is going through anything, and just is able to kind of like feel that comfort through music. And just as it says at the end, basically, and as you alluded to with some of the lyrics, where it's like, essentially just like, if you're going through something, it's okay. We hope that this makes you a little less sad or a little more happy. And even back to, one of RM's speeches, where it's like, if I can take that 100% pain and turn it to 99, like
at least it took 1% off of you.
Exactly. Like I did something, even if it was the smallest amount, to make your pain less. And I feel like that's just something they've always carried forth in their music. And the visual storytelling behind this is just incredible. Yeah, I'm really excited to check out any more of these that we possibly get the chance to check out.
No, I'm on there too. Just because, like you said, the visual storytelling just really was beautiful. You alluded to it earlier, and like I said, the whole, starting off the MV with just kind of being on the train kind of symbolizes the whole, hey, I either just got off work, just came home from school. But it really was the way they play with everything. Literally, the opening shot is kind of them out and about with the sun kind of shining, and then they hit that tunnel. It's almost like you're starting in the tunnel and kind of working your way to the light.
Too. It literally drowned the darkness in there. Literally drowns out the character to where it's like there's nothing there.
It drowned her out so much that the next shot is literally her going into really a dark apartment with really just the one light kind of on from there.
And honestly, that's the thing. It's like you don't see any family around. You don't see like any pets or any kind of like. It's like the Schrodinger's cat thing where it's like you're alive but you're not living, or you're kind of just like on that type time. It doesn't present an exact story for this character, but I like that it's as general as it is in the sense that anyone can read into it and find a bit of something in themselves in it, to where you make it relatable on a universal level. They just executed that so beautifully, and definitely shout out to the animation team and everyone behind. This was beautiful.
Yeah, super universal. Because like I said, as soon as she goes into like the crib, I think, Kurt, you allude to it a lot about creating half the bridge and just kind of telling like a half story where it's just like, how many times this happened to y'all going home where either no one might be home or maybe the parents are working late. For all we know, she might be older and it's just her in there by herself or something. Yeah. But I feel like that was
nights.
Yeah, and I felt like they illustrated that very well. I'm assuming she's a fan of BTS too because she already had like a lot of the poster stuff up in there already. You could see the piano, the moon, and everything kind of already lit up. And I think she has little animations of BTS in the back as well. Yeah.
The doors that they came through look like the proof thing too. I mean, obviously that was their symbol before, but I don't know if that was specifically meant to be proof or not, depending on the time in which this was released. But nonetheless, yeah.
Find it interesting too. She went on that whole journey in 1 minute because it was 11:59 when she got woken up. When they did the journey at 12, and Suge turns around and like look at her and everything. It's only 12:01. So I'm not sure if she really dreamt that. Literally,
general song is really 3 minutes, give or take 3.5 maybe if you're lucky. So it's like and that's the kind of journeys that they take you on in that short amount of time. So I think that was a really beautiful illustration of that. And I also like that it is metaphorical in a sense where it's like I'm not necessarily taking you through like a literal carpet ride or anything like that. It's just the place mentally that it's transporting you to from listening to the music or from being comforted in that way is something that feels like on that kind of level.
Definitely Army. They gave her a purple dress.
Had to.
Yeah, but I'm good. This is good.
This was really beautiful. I'm just really excited to check out more of this lore and everything, and certainly, the more and more discography we kind of get to know from BTS, it really makes all these symbols and everything just hit so much more, almost like the whole Yet to Come kind of music video, where you get to it's just they do such a beautiful job of including those things, but it's not. And this is the last thing I'm really going to say about this is they don't do it for fan service necessarily. Like it's not just like, hey, like remember that song or remember that. It's really like you're summing up their whole discography or their whole essence of the art they're trying to tell through very few symbols. And what I mean by that is just like, the journey of this song and this song. So when you see symbols that are relevant to them, whether it's the whale, the humpback whale or Whaling 52, or whether you see, the clock, hit midnight or whatever for 0 o'clock, or whether you, see the train and you're thinking of spring day, and just all these kind of symbols, as you said, even like moon, abyss, something like that, soul itself, if you're thinking about like RM's, solo projects and everything like that. So the piano, it's certain BTS isms or BTS indicators now. Yeah, it's strange. It's like they almost have their own like vocabulary in that regard. And I'm sure like you get a lot of BU stuff and kind of like things that are other symbols and things, but it's just they just do such an incredible job of using those symbols to serve such a great purpose, but they do it in such a short amount of time. And that just only goes to show how strong of an impact they've had. I mean, music is. I know the motto seems to be like music for healing and everything like that, but I think people always feel like they can be comforted in a certain way with music. I mean, even if like the world around you is completely chaotic or whatever, feel like for like that 3 to 5 minutes or whatever, you can kind of put on a song and just be taken somewhere else, or put on a movie or whatever the case may be, whatever your form of art is, or go on that, you know, RM says like even, you know, going on a bike ride or hiking or, you know, just exploring nature. There's a real healing to art. And I feel like it kind of makes us, you know, reevaluate all those things. So, you know, seeing stuff like this is just really, really impactful and inspiring.
And it makes sense too. This would have been on brand for what was going on, because this is like January of 2021. So you kind of already get Dynamite, Life Goes On, and then this. So, you know, it's just kind of still just essentially still doubling down on everything that they were talking about in 2020 with all like their major hit or major title track songs.
And ironically too, with On being like the last song before like the pandemic or everything, and it was supposed to be a stepping off point, ironically, with, you know, kind of not like a stepping off point like hiatus or anything like that, but stepping off point like you're launching into a new kind of thing, like hit the ground running, so to speak, to where it's like when I'm trying to think of how to word this, like basically the pandemic ruined kind of everything and like really flipped the world on its head. So going from On and then having this release like post kind of at least the height of the pandemic, you're seeing that, like, I like that they're using the title On still, like, in other words, like, whatever happened, you're still, like, you know, able to move forward or take that step that, like, in other words, the message of the song, they're doubling down on after, and I just think that's also, like, something that's really impactful as well.
Yeah, jump in the comments, tell us how y'all felt about this. Like, this is a really good joint. Also, we definitely want more information. I am interested for y'all to tell us if SK has the BTS like exhibit or museum, because like I said, I've seen people there often enough to be recording and everything like that. So I am very interested in that.
A little bit more. I was gonna say blue and gray. Yeah.
All cylinders. A little bit interested in that. Yeah, jump on the Patreon. We're about to get into the other version of this. I think it was called like Magic Door.
Isn't there also Fly Me to My Room or whatever too?
Yeah. See?
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
And that's all. Yeah, and I think, is it on B album? It might be on B album. I might be tripping.
Was released post pandemic too.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
So,
Yeah, I got you.
Yeah, and that's a banger.
Really?
But yeah, jump on the Patreon. We're gonna be jumping into Magic Door. Bon Voyage is up. It's crazy how everybody reacted when we dropped it on Patreon. They was like, "Oh shit, it's today." So yeah, Bon Voyage is up. RM Live and Soul is up there. TRYTREATS is up on there. We're gonna be doing more episodes of that. The Hybe stuff is up on there. We're gonna be getting into more content on there because we got some stuff to talk about with Hybe. But yeah, we love you, RM. We're gonna holler at y'all.